screw scalping, do swing trading. ICT is a fraud because you're completely new to the market, you don't know anything, and you want to start to learn how to trade, and the only thing that you do is now open YouTube. Man, you're getting lost.
Bernd Skoropinski, managing over $4 million in prop firm capital.
#1 FTMO ranked trader.
He's on FTMO leaderboard over 120 times.
Owner of Online Trading Campus.
That's helped thousands of people learn trading and investing.
What's something that OTC made for the students that you didn't expect?
After only 3 months with us, he achieved his first FTMO payout.
Wow.
You know how much it was?
No. Oh my
And
God.
I have the certificate, you can scan it. I was like, hey Bernd, if you had to start over again and start learning how to trade now, what would you do? How would you approach it?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very special episode because for the first time, for two main reasons. One reason is because in English, okay? It is not my primary language, you know that. But the second reason is because here next to me, I have a man, a husband, a father, a big entrepreneur, but for all of us as known as the #1 prop trader in the world, Bernd Skoropinski. Bernd, thanks for having me.
Thank you for that thank you for that amazing introduction, man. Thank you for having me.
So Bernd, I want to make a promise to you because
Okay.
I see all your podcast interview and people keep asking you the same question. So for this podcast,
We do it differently, yeah?
Yeah, we do
Oh.
very different. So the first question, Bernd.
Makes me nervous.
Don't worry,
What
don't
have you
worry.
prepared? Can I still leave?
No, you have to stay here.
All right.
Who is Bernd without the title job, without being the #1 prop trader in the world?
Without trading, who is
Yeah.
Bernd without trading? That's really a question I've never been asked before. I would say I'm a husband, I'm a father of a 9-year-old daughter, and I'm a person who managed to live his life in Dubai, a life that I always, when I was young, believed that I could live, but was really for me more like a dream life. And I managed to accomplish, quote unquote, my dreams, right? So I'm very grateful for that, actually.
Yeah, I think you do an amazing job.
No, thank you.
And because I read a lot of things about you. I watch all the podcasts, and you start in Germany, you grow up, you study in Germany, you also study in California, and then you go to Dubai where you have your corporate job. And can you tell me that time when you go to your boss and you say, hey, I'm leaving? Because I'm imagining the stuff like, boss, I'm quitting. I'm quitting. I go out. How was that to leave your 9 to 5, escape the rat race?
Yes, it's been it's been a while, right? It's over 10 years now when I quit my job. So I cannot really remember the exact thoughts that I have and the exact emotions that I felt during that period of time or during that moment. But what I remember is that I definitely was super proud that I was able and capable to leave my job, not for another corporate job, not hey, because what you see a lot of people doing, I'm coming from the automotive sector, what a lot of people do is they quit their job at one brand and they run to another brand because they're making X dollars more. Just they run for another job because they're making more money. For me was obviously, I quit my job to be an entrepreneur, to be my own boss, right? To start my own business. So that's why I felt, I think I remember, I felt really proud that I accomplished that. And I was to be honest, I don't want to say that on camera, but it was for me, there were during that period of time a lot of naysayers, a lot of people who thought you could never accomplish that. You could never accomplish that, especially not with trading. And this was kind of a fist in the face to all the naysayers, to all the people who doubted me during that time. So yeah, that was like a different way of motivation. So yeah, in general, I was just super, super proud, I guess. Yeah.
Wow. So nobody believed, maybe your
My
wife or
family,
your
my
family.
inner circle,
Yes.
but even people who I believed are my inner circle, like close friends,
Real close.
didn't really believe in
Wow.
me, right?
It's the same thing happened to me.
Okay.
So I think it's a narrative.
It's yeah, a lot of people can relate to that, unfortunately, that when it comes to I think it's like when it comes to entrepreneurship, starting your own business, a lot of people have doubts that this is really possible, right? Because they live in that narrative that you have to like, still in that traditional narrative that you have to live that 9-to-5 life, and you basically grow up, you go to school, you learn a normal job, especially where I'm coming from, a traditional, household back home in Germany. You learn this normal job, you get this job, you do it until the rest of your life, you retire, you live the last 20, 30 years in peace, if possible, and that's it, right? But so yeah, so that was basically, because I did this more than 10 years ago, still like an era where people are maybe more than now, because now we're living in a different era, and the young generation is more like, hey, they are more like, hey, I don't need a corporate job anymore. I can do something with social media in the digital. We are living in the digital era, right? But back then, I was really like one of the only ones that, at least in my circle, who broke out of that kind of rat race, as you said.
Yeah, yeah. This is a big thing. Even in Italy, it's the same thing, because maybe people watching you and some change and change scare people.
100%. So and that's what I realized back in the days.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about change. Everybody talks about it, but nobody is really taking action to change, right? Nobody. It freaked me out. Everybody's like, oh, I want to do that. I wish I could do that. Oh, I'm going to do that next year. Oh, I'm going to do this, like, I'm going to have this New Year's resolution. I'm going to like lose weight. I'm going to do like get fit. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to stop smoking. Everybody's talking about change, but nobody's really taking action. That's what I learned back in the days. And for me, it was always like, if I say something, I'm going to do it, right? I set it as my main priority. That was always like, if I do something, I do it right. My personality in a way is like, if I have a goal, I need to do it, like I have to be like 100% focused. I cannot be like 70%, 80%. Otherwise, I just don't do it. I have to do it all or nothing. For me, it's like all in or nothing.
Black or
right?
white.
Yeah, black or white, yeah.
And one thing, and one thing, and one thing.
Yes, one thing at a time as well.
One thing at a time.
That's also an important lesson, because I see a lot of people doing so many things at the same time, and then they're losing focus and they cannot really prioritize certain things. And I think this is also a wrong approach. I fully believe in doing one thing at a time and fully dedicate and focus on that one thing. And this is how I accomplished quitting my job and getting into trading, right? Because this was, at that particular time, this was the only thing I cared about, right?
But can you explain why people are only talking and not doing action? Maybe because it's difficult, maybe because they don't have the courage. Why?
You just answered the question yourself. You can summarize in one single word. It's just the courage. Wow. They are lacking courage. They're lacking in self-belief, I guess, right? Yeah. They're having all these doubts what could happen?
Yeah.
Like, what could happen if something goes wrong? Again, like, this is the wrong mindset, right? It's like, you have to have the courage and like the belief in yourself, right?
Yeah, this is, I think that this is.
Yeah.
And if you could turn back the time and talk to your 18 years old self, what would you tell him?
That's a good question. And I would think, and some people might expect an answer to say, oh, you changed this, you changed that, don't do this, don't do this. But actually, all my experiences in the past made me the person that I am today. And I'm very
Grateful.
grateful, happy, satisfied, however you want to call it, with the person that I am today. So I don't think I would change anything, because all the experiences I made, even the failures, even like the things that are kind of now looking back, kind of, I'm like, what did you do? Like, why did you waste so much money back in the day? But all of these things, like, why did you buy such an expensive car as your first car? Like, you know, but all these things, you know, made me what I am today. And, you know, yes, and I'm grateful for the person I'm today. So I would tell my 18-year-old me, don't change anything, just continue what you're doing. Everything's gonna be good.
Investing in Amazon or Bitcoin.
Yeah, but again, this goes like back, of course, like the monetary, like, but this is stuff. But it's more like, yeah, decisions you make. Yes, but I would not change
Anything.
Again. Like, I would not know anything that I would need to change to have a different outcome, because again, I'm really, really grateful, and I'm fully aware that I'm not only grateful for who I am, and I'm also aware that barely anyone can live the life that I'm living, right? With all the freedom that I have, and like, yeah, the time on my hands, and just like the peacefulness. I call it peacefulness, right? I have really, like, in my mind, I have a peaceful life.
Yeah, in another podcast, you say that you are never been money driven,
Yeah.
but you are driven by happiness.
Yes.
And can you explain me better, what do you mean by happiness? What do you do in your free time? What are
So happiness is
for you?
I mean, happiness at the end of the day is just also a very vague word. Like, what does it mean? Happiness means something for everybody else, right?
Yeah.
So happiness is more like a feeling, I would say. But happiness is similar to money, like a result, right? So happiness is a result for me of two things, which is like building a legacy and also having purpose in life.
Yeah.
And if you have purpose in life, right, what is purpose? Waking up every morning with a smile on your face and looking forward to the next day, even like, hey, not working towards the weekend or not working towards the next holiday. It's just working towards, I cannot wait for the next day to happen. That's purpose, right? So I firmly believe that I accomplished purpose. I have that feeling, right? Looking forward to every day. Of course, not like you have bad days, you have good days. Everyone has that. But in general, I'm really looking forward for the next day. And when I had my corporate job, I didn't have that purpose, right? I was like, shit, I cannot wait for the weekend to happen. Shit, or when can I book my next vacation, right? When do I have another 2 weeks holidays? Or let me get a sick leave, I need a 1 week break. Right? We all been there, right? We all know that.
Yeah,
so no, it's like completely different, right? So it's the purpose, and then it's the legacy building on top, that I do something for myself that I know that has an impact for people now and for future generations to come.
Yeah.
So these two things combined, legacy and purpose, is causing that feeling happiness. Are you always running around with a smile on your face? Of course not. Again, of course not. You have bad days, you have good days, but in general, that maybe not, happiness is not the right word, because again, happiness is a feeling. It's more like satisfaction. You are satisfied with what you accomplished so far. Does it mean now we stop? No, right? We just continue grinding.
So your motivation is also the legacy.
Yes,
Building
100%.
something.
Yeah. Build something,
And
yes.
you now, you're also my mentor. So
Yeah.
I am in the OTC campus for
Yeah.
people who don't know. But what's something that OTC made for the students that you didn't expect?
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping. So obviously, it changes life for people, right? So that was the reason why we created the campus, right? To change people's life with like real trading, hands-on real trading education. So this was like, we were hoping it to achieve that, but now since we're achieving that in such a high scale, in a big scale, with so many new students coming every day, and we are growing so fast, this is something I didn't really expect in the beginning. So I was hoping that we can change lives. Now we are changing lives on a very high scale. new students joining us every day. So that's what I'm really grateful for. And yeah, I think I didn't expect that we are growing so fast at some point of time. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And there's always a new post. Hey guys, I'm funded.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I mean, thank you for you to say that, because if I say that, it's very subjective, because I'm the owner of the company. But coming from you, and this is real, and this is like freaking real. I'm like crazy. Every day you have a new student posting, hey, I got funded here, I got funded there, now I have 500K, 600K, 700K. It's every day. It's like, how do you guys all accomplish that, like in a short period of time, right?
Yeah, and not with the silly proprietary firm. No, yeah, FTMO.
Yeah, proper firms, legit stuff.
Yeah, legit stuff.
And there's one, the story I can tell you. So now I'm traveling back to Dubai on the 17th, and there's a student coming to Dubai only to meet us, because after only 3 months with us, he achieved his first FTMO payout. Wow. You know how much it was?
No.
$50,000.
Oh my
and
God.
I have the certificate. You can scan it. I was like, motherfucker. Your first payout after 3 months, $50,000.
Wow.
Not bad. So yeah, it's like, that's the definition of changing lives. So he's coming to Dubai. I'm going to have a podcast with him. Another podcast, because I stopped doing these podcasts.
Yeah.
We got like time and stuff. But again, I want to continue doing like all these podcasts with the students and talk about students' success and how the campus changed lives for our students. So yeah, I'm continue doing that, starting with this student who just after 3 months just pulled out a $50,000 payout as FTMO. Like, okay, this is, if 50K is not changing lives, what is changing lives, right?
Wow, yeah, it's amazing. It's really amazing. So the next question, Bern, is this one. What's something you wish you would have known before you start trading?
That's a good question. I mean, so
sorry to interrupt you, because
yeah,
I want to say that because a lot of people of my community are not like you, no? Are not.
What do you mean?
Are in the starting of the trading career. So when you start, what's something that you wish you learn even before you start?
That's hard, because I also always tell people that my journey was rather smooth, right? I didn't have, of course, everybody goes through that roller coaster lifestyle when it comes to trading, making money, losing money, having painful days, having painful weeks. Everybody goes through that in the very beginning. But yeah, for me, it was rather smooth. I was also expecting it to be a long, I did get into trading for different reasons. So when I started trading, let me try to answer your question a little bit differently, because I believe that when I did get into trading, I went into trading for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons. So I was quite okay with everything that I experienced, in a way that, hey, it is a long grind. There are roadblocks happening. There are ups and downs. It takes freaking amount of time to get to a stage where you're like consistent in your approach. I had these expectations beforehand. It's not like that I was like, nobody told me that this takes a long period, that this takes a long time, right? It's not like that, really not. It's more like, for me, I really did get into trading because, why? Because I hated my job, but not necessarily to immediately quit my job. More like, hey, I'm making so much money with my corporate job. We had this discussion before the podcast, similar to you. You made like, you basically, we have to mention that in the podcast as well. You just quit your job as
yeah.
For everybody who doesn't know, yeah, congratulations, you quit your job as well. But
in January.
In January, but you made a lot of money as well in your corporate job. And same me. So normally people would like to stay in that perceived safety net where they make that every paycheck is like the same amount of money, and it's like a decent amount of money, so you could put away a lot of savings. Yeah. So for me, it was, again, like I was saving so much money, again, and with trading, I wanted to, first and foremost, the money that I save, invest basically myself and not trust any third party, wealth advisor, wealth planner, trader, broker, where I just put my money in and hey, you make me rich now. Because
Yeah.
I was like, okay, there's only one person that can make you rich, that's yourself, right? So, but I don't know yet how to make myself rich, so let me learn it first. So I felt like I went into trading for all the right reasons and not for just, oh, I need to quit my job tomorrow, or I need to make more money, or I need to buy this or that for like big monetary reasons. I just went there because, okay, let me make a secondary income, and maybe if everything goes well, I'm gonna quit my job eventually. And this happened a little bit earlier than I expected. But yeah, I knew that this is, because again, I knew that this is going to be like a proper profession that you have to learn. And if you learn a new profession, this takes freaking time, right? So I was fully aware of that. So yeah, I think there's nothing really that I would say, oh, I wish I knew.
Yeah, maybe it's because this society move very fast, and it's even if you want something, you want to buy something, you go to Amazon, and the next day you have it, or next hour. If you want something, you can take a Grab, and people take the food. It's always fast, but not the trading journey. It's, you say that it's a marathon.
No, I think it's not because of, I would rather say it's because it's the portrayal on social media nowadays, that how quickly you can make money, how quickly you can become a pro, how quickly you can buy the Lamborghini, right? I think it's the portrayal on social media that people think it's so easy to make money in the financial market, and it's just by, following your role model on social media and copying his trades and buying his signals or buying his bot EA that some magically just by pressing the buttons gonna make money. I think it's that portrayal that people think it's so easy to make money quickly. But guess what? If it was that easy, then everybody would just chill and would just make money trading and quit their corporate job and not having a job at all, most probably, right?
Very, very good. Thank you. What's something people seem to misunderstand about you?
What people misunderstand about me.
Because now
about
we see
me as a person, or me like running, like for instance, could be anything.
Yeah, the number one prop trader in the world. Because we see that bird, but I think that this is only the point of the iceberg,
No, I think what people misunderstand is that, in general, that because I get a question that I got asked a lot is, hey Bernd, how much is your course? Right? First of all, I don't offer a freaking course, right? We are a licensed investment consultancy that is regulated by the UAE government, right? And we are a proper company. We have an office in Dubai, in a very nice building. We have more than 20 employees now. We have like a whole ecosystem offering like not only a course. I mean, you can confirm what we offer, right? We offer literally everything from, yes, course material, but live trading, practical applications sessions, 4 hours a day that are live. We have now 7 mentors, including me, right? We have also some copy trading, right? But we use it in a different way. So we offer literally everything. So we have a whole ecosystem of, we are an institution by itself, right? So this is something that people misunderstand, because I don't know if this exists right now somewhere else.
No.
Or something similar than the campus. I don't think so. I have not seen it, because what usually people do is, right, they offer some signals, they open a Telegram group or Discord, and then they sell something for $50. We don't do anything like that. So we are like a real company. This is nowadays the most misunderstood thing, that because people don't know that something like this exists.
Yeah, and I think that this is the turning point of OTC, because the community.
Yeah,
the community is incredible.
Yeah,
I see a lot of people posting trading ideas. In market that I never watch. Yeah. And I say, oh my God, soybean is good to buy. That. And this is incredible.
Yes,
this is very incredible. And nobody do that.
Yes, and people sometimes still think I'm like a Forex trader. I'm actually not a Forex trader. I only went into Forex because of prop trading, right? I'm like a stock. I started with stocks and I traded my whole life futures, the underlying assets. So, and then I went into Forex as an umbrella asset, trading CFDs. It's a little bit more efficient, less margin requirement, more leverage, and then you can use your capital more efficiently, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. But so I'm a multi-asset trader. I'm not only a Forex trader. People also like sometimes misunderstood because they know like they connect FTMO with Burned and then obviously Burned with Forex. But Forex I just do for the sake of trading prop firms, right?
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
I'm not Burned Forex.
No. So it's for that I choose this question because I want to go in another way, not the same question, not the same way. Sorry for this, but
it's okay.
So the next question is this one: if you could have a billboard that can be seen by all the traders in the world, with anything on it, what would it be? Because I maybe I have an answer, because you always say set and forget and get alive. This is your motto.
Yeah, that's my motto: set and forget and get alive.
And get alive. Maybe you can explain me what is get alive for you.
Well, that's the whole swing trading approach, right? Trading higher time frames. Although I hate the word higher time frames, because for me it's not a higher time frame. That's what social media made out of swing trading, because everybody on social media is scalping, and for them this is like lower time frame, 1 to 5 minutes, right? For me, daily is lower time frame. So it's just coming from a different perspective. For me, monthly would be a higher time frame, right? But daily is a lower time frame. It's just like coming from a different perspective. So that's why I hate the word higher time frames, because social media made this higher time frame, right? So that's basically set and forget and get alive, to basically pre-plan all your trades, pre-plan your entry, pre-plan your stop loss, pre-plan your target. So your entire set process is pre-planned. You place these trades and let it play out, right? And then you can get alive, because during the day, during the week, you literally don't have to worry about the trades. I mean, look, again, from my side, it's very subjective, but like, how do you experience set and forget and get alive? You're living now the nomad lifestyle, right? You're traveling the world, and one day you're here, the another day you're there. You don't have like a proper routine, but you still manage to trade and manage, prop firm capital as well. And you're in all the good trades. You use the Swiss franc, you use silver and stuff. So how do you manage that? How do you manage it? How do you see, like, what is the definition for you, set and forget and get alive?
It's very simple, because I make on Monday on YouTube. I make a live session where I go through all the markets that I follow, and I explain, okay, guys, if this happen, I will enter here, I will exit, and that's it.
That's it.
And there is not. If I scale the time frame, maybe yes, there are too many options to trade. But if I stick to the monthly, weekly, and daily time frame, there's no trade every week, or maybe not quality.
Not quality. Let's call it not quality.
And be in the campus, I learned that quality is the main goal. Maybe you can do maybe you can have one trade idea on the monthly, and you can even pass a challenge. Or you can even make insane profit.
So coming back to that billboard, yes, I mean, set and forget and get alive, definitely like something that I would like to have on a billboard. But also things like that are widely misunderstood in the trading community, something like quality over quantity. More trades doesn't make you more money, right?
You demonstrate on YouTube with the last series.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So it's like I can outperform a person who takes, 10 trades a week with one single trade a week, right? Easily. So again, it's like just showcasing that it's always quality before quantity. More trades doesn't make more money. You cannot scale with more trades. Again, another motto that I would put on a billboard is like risk to reward over win-loss ratio, right?
Oh, that's a thing. Talk about that.
Risk to reward ratio over win-loss ratio. That if you have these two KPIs, key performance indicators, people sometimes don't even know what KPIs are, right? This is where they're lacking even in that foundation, right? So So it's that risk to reward weighs much higher than win-loss ratio. But then again, these two KPIs in conjunction only make sense if you have like a fixed dollar risk approach. If you don't have a fixed dollar risk approach and you're acting random with your risk, $100 here, $200 there, $500 there, then all your KPIs, they're useless.
Yeah.
So these three terms, risk to reward, win-loss ratio, obviously risk to reward weighs much higher than win-loss ratio. And then on top, in conjunction with the fixed dollar risk approach, these are the three KPIs that you have to use as a trader. That's it. And then from there you scale, right? The fixed dollar risk approach. It's actually so simple, but people make like such a big drama about all of that. It's like crazy, but it's so simple. It's these three things, right, that you have to work on.
The goal is to scale the capital.
Scale the capital, that's it, yeah.
2 hours a month,
Yeah,
you say,
yeah,
no?
and then
2 hours,
yeah.
40%
Yeah.
win-loss ratio, 2 hours.
And then you just scale capital, yeah.
Scale the capital.
And I want to say that every single time, and even if I sound repetitive,
No.
but even people don't understand, it's like so widely misunderstood that, hey, it's at the end of the day to make money, to make money, more money, you need more capital. That's it. Everything else remains stagnant. Everything remains is like is fixed, right? Everything is fixed. It's just more capital. Mm-hmm. More capital makes more money. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
And it's so simple. And I think people just because it's so simple, they want to make it complicated. I have no idea, but it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, people try to make complicated.
Yeah, make it complicated.
If it's easy, it's not possible.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy, right? But it's very
Yeah.
it's a simple idea.
Simple, yeah.
It's a simple idea. What you need to do, what you need to accomplish to make money. That's a simple idea, right? A simple concept. It's a simple concept. What you need to do to make more money.
Yeah,
That's the right way to say
I
it.
love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So next question, Bert. So I have a lot of questions.
You have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Well, we still have a lot of time. Yeah. Oof.
How important do you think it is to stay active and eat healthy in the business? Because I
Yeah,
see you
yeah.
are in a great shape, and maybe you are
Not as good as you.
No,
I
but
don't have a big.
but you are I don't want to say the only one, but on the YouTube space, on this bubble, you're the only one in shape. And
No.
I say, this thing is important or not?
So look, I'm now, obviously it's important, right? Otherwise I would not do it. But I'm now 40 years old, right? So I'm not getting younger. And for me personally, it was always the case that for me, my physical health and my mental health reflects how I perform in the real world and how I feel in the real world and how I've been perceived in a real world, right? So that's the foundation of who I am, basically, in a way that I would say it's, for me, the foundation of everything. The foundation of why I perform in trading, how I can manage my business, right? The academy, how I can be a good husband or like be like there for my family, right? Be there for my daughter.
Yeah.
And that's the foundation for everything, I feel. For me, it's not selfish. People might say it's, I don't know why people, but I don't think it's selfish, because first and foremost, you have to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you cannot take care of others.
Oh, wow.
I feel.
Yeah,
I believe.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's really true. Because if you're sick, how
Yeah.
can you provide for your daughter?
Yeah. Or if you're like, if you have like so many, like in the modern world, so many people are feeling depressed. So many people are feeling, mentally sick, having burnout, whatever that term means,
yeah.
right? If you have like these feelings, you cannot take care of anything else, right? But if you're feeling healthy and if you're fit and if you're feeling physically and mentally in shape, you can do whatever you want. And this is for me, that's why it's not selfish. That's why my first priority, obviously, is always taking care of myself first, and then I can take care of others.
Wow. That's a gold nugget.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. And because you mentioned your daughter, I I remember I see all your vlogs, no?
Yeah.
And when I see Evangeline with you, I go to my childhood, and my father was never with me. My father always come late in the night after work, and I say, wow, this little girl is very, very lucky. And I also say, also Bern is lucky, but after that I say, no, Bern is not lucky. Bern deserve for this. Bern really, really improved for being here to be a full-time dad.
Yeah.
And how do you think this thing for Evangeline can change her life?
Yeah, multiple things here. So I had a similar experience than you in your childhood. I didn't have a big connection with my dad because, I mean, thanks to my dad, they were working, day and night, providing for us. We are three boys, bless my mother. I have two more brothers. Can you imagine? I'm I'm overwhelmed with one, and my mom had like three boys. It must be
Mom.
Now I know. Since I'm a father now, I know. But yeah, I had similar experience, and but this also taught me I want to be different, right? I want to literally again, my childhood experiences made me what I am today, and also not only made me what I am today because out of my childhood experiences, I knew what I want to change later on for myself and once I have family. And this is exactly and I like how you said, I'm a full-time dad. Some people would be embarrassed to say they're a full-time dad. No, I'm so busy. Yes, I am busy, but I have so many businesses to manage and I have a very important job. I'm working 9 to 5. No, I consider myself, even if I'm traveling, I'm considering myself 9 to 5. I'm considering myself a full-time dad because when I'm at home, I'm at home full time, basically. I'm at home when my daughter goes to school, and I'm at home when she comes back from school, right? And I'm at home when she goes to bed. So yes, I would consider myself a full-time dad. I like that, and I'm proud of being a full-time dad because I accomplished that, right? Yeah. So what was exactly where did this question originated?
You explain very well, and I think that this is the Lamborghini thing, not the main goal.
It's nice. So that's that's my flex.
Yeah, that's your flex.
That's my flex. That
show off.
That's my show off. That I can live the life on my own terms. That I don't have to. I don't need to make sacrifices only if I want to make sacrifices. I don't have to justify anything to anyone. If I have a day where I say I want to take a day off, I take that day off. So all that kind of flexibility, time freedom, being my own boss, having that, again, to summarize, peaceful life, that's my flex. For me, at least for me. For me, that's my flex.
Me too. But can I ask you this? Because freedom is beautiful, but how can you manage that amount of freedom? Because I'm now in this situation and sometimes scare me.
Yes. That's interesting, and that's really philosophical. This gets into a philosophical discussion because too much freedom is also not good for your mental health, because then you're losing purpose and you're feeling for me, when I had too much freedom or too much time on my hands where I didn't have a fulfilling day, because as people should know, our trading is not fulfilling in a way that it's occupying our time 24/5. No. It occupies us 15 to 30 minutes a day maximum, right? Of course, we are checking on our phones, the price, but not active, we don't have to do that. We don't have to sit in front of the screen. So we have a lot of time on our hands. So, but this is then, with only trading on our hands, we are losing a little bit of purpose, and we are feeling, so that's how I felt at least, going to bed at night and feeling useless, because I'm always thinking, if you review your day, it's what did I accomplish during the day? That's what I usually try. What did I accomplish during the day? And I'm okay, if you just lay on the beach or did nothing, basically, you're okay, I was actually useless. I was useless. I didn't provide anything. I didn't create anything. I didn't do anything useful. So yeah, I was useless. And this was also part of my life, and I only did trading, that kind of trading that we talked about, the set and forget and get alive, before we had the licensed investment consultancy, before we had the academy, when I felt, okay, I need to get less free, I mean, still freedom in a way, but still need to occupy myself more, to be more busy around the clock, to feel like having more purpose and to feel like I accomplished something during the day.
Have an impact on the world.
Having an impact, right? Right now, I mean, yes, you know, traveling the world on a world podcast tour, like this is like, now when I go to bed, like, you know, I had a meaningful conversation with one of our students. We had a great podcast. We created nice content for people, hopefully to learn something from, you know, we created value. That's like impactful, and that's like powerful, and that's like makes me happy.
For me now, it's crazy that this things is a job.
This is a job.
It's a job, because I really enjoy the time with you and say, wow, I'm living my best life.
Yes.
You know, and I'm not here with the Lambo or something like that.
In Bali, a Lambo. We're in Bali, by the way. I don't know if people know.
If you don't know,
that's why we are wearing shorts, and like we're not in Dubai or anywhere, like in Miami, or so we're in Bali. Yeah.
So this is really
it's
the
special.
thing.
It's special.
It's very special. And what was one thing you thought was important in trading, but over the time you realize this is not important? For me, at the beginning, I believe that having some certificates, something like that, or having some mathematics stuff will be very important.
For school, you mean, like school-wise, like, or educational-wise, before you get into trading?
Yeah. And for you, there is something that you learn, oh, this thing is important, but over 10 years you say, no, that's not important at all.
I think just in general, I think that you don't have to be the smartest guy in the room to make it in trading, right? Trading is, again, I said that in the beginners podcast, the Forex beginners podcast with Calvin, where I said like trading has nothing to do with talent. It's just pure skill, and everybody can learn skill, literally, regardless from where you're coming from, regardless of your educational background. You don't have to have a finance major, studied economics, whatnot. It's basically a skill that everybody can learn, that takes time, and everybody starts from zero, and it has nothing to do with talent. And and I'm definitely not that's why I'm like the living proof, because I'm never the smartest guy in the room. Like, I'm never the smartest guy in the room. I'm like, from an educational standpoint, from a school educational standpoint, I was always average. Right?
Me too.
Always crazy average, right? I felt I was never like, I felt like I was never super intelligent like other people in school, but I was like smart. And I feel like in trading, it's all about like making smart decisions and being like using common sense more than like being like the super nerd, intelligent, and, you know, having only A as a grades, right? But it's like, it's using common sense and being smart is more than enough to make it in trading. Right?
Yeah. I think that this is for me too. I have some degrees, I think, because I can even have the access to the market, and it's not like that. You can put your money in a broker and you're done.
It's different. It's just a different skill. Yes.
Thank you. And what was the most important thing you learned in your life and in trading? And what was your life before and after learning that thing? Take your time. Even in the life, but also in the trading.
In life and trading. So it's definitely also what I mentioned in some other podcasts, that, and this is really important, that once you stop caring about money, that the money will just come, right? and this is really the case, that once you get into trading, most of the people get into trading for just plain monetary reasons, and they are chasing the money. But this is, again, the wrong reason to get into trading. You need a different purpose to get into trading, a different why to get into trading. Because if you're just chasing the money, you're either you're greedy, or then you become fearful, right? And then you will never make it in trading. To put it in a simple way, but I can guarantee you, if you're just there for the money and you're just using it as a casino or like in a slot machine way and hoping for the lucky shot to trading to solve all your problems that you accumulated over the period of the past few years, that trading is the one thing that solves all these problems in like one shot.
No.
I'm sorry to break it to you, that's never gonna happen, right? So, and the same with life. I felt like once you lose the focus on just money and start working on your business and your process, and it's really like at the end of the day, the time is your friend. Imagine today you're starting a new business. You're starting trading. And today 1,000 people start trading. After 3 years, out of the 1,000 people, most probably, very likely, based on statistics, 900 left that business and only 100 are still there. And now, imagine another 3 years, out of the 100, another 90 people left because they didn't have the perseverance, they didn't have the commitment, dedication, discipline, whatnot. And you have 10 people left. And these are the people who eventually make it. Not because they were money focused, because they were process oriented and they knew, hey, it takes perseverance, discipline, commitment, discipline to make it to that point where 99% of the people fail, they leave, and you have the 10 people out of the thousands that are still there. And then people praise them for overnight success, but it was like that long grind.
Yeah, the long run.
Yeah, so that's basically a life lesson, a trading lesson, that time is your friend and not your enemy, because if you show all these attributes that I just said, that you will be one of a kind who will make it. Because everybody else is. Be patient. Yeah, in anything in life.
In anything in life. But it's so difficult.
Yeah, it's so difficult, I know.
Because we open the social media stuff and we see that, oh my God, this 20 years old is making. How can the people create their own bubble, but the right one? Can you explain how we can create?
I don't know. That's it's such a difficult question, because social media is changing the I don't want to say battlefield, but it's somehow a battlefield where it's a battlefield where everybody's competing with each other and everybody's like jealous of another, where it's like, oh, this guy is like, it's all about competing, he's young and he can afford this. Or I am 5 years older and I'm not even close to that. At the end of the day, you have to really whatever you see on most of the stuff on social media anyway is not real, right? It's like, even like for us, like what we are not posting our sad moments. We are posting only the lucky moments, like where we feel happy. Of course, like the world that we all create on social media are the happy moments, but everybody, like, we are all human beings. We all have bad days. I'm sorry, right? And we're not posting that on social media. Our bad days, right? Me neither, right? I would.
Of course.
So nowadays it's really hard because people really compete with each other, but every life journey is different. Every life journey is different. And so we should only look for ourselves, right? And for me personally, it was not as crazy as it is today, I would say, when it comes to social media exposure, and everyone is on social media, and you cannot avoid social media, and you feel like if you're not on social media, you're missing out. Back in the days, we still had social media, but what I was doing is, I haven't told this story many times, but I don't know if you know that, when I started off trading, is my trading journey, I think in my first week when I started my education, I closed all my social media profiles.
Oh, wow.
Everything. I closed Facebook, I closed the German Facebook, whatever it was. I had Instagram, I think I closed Instagram. So I closed like all social media profiles that I had, so I could just fully focus on trading, and I didn't get distracted on other things and waste my time on these platforms scrolling. You know how it is, how much time you can waste scrolling down your newsfeed up and down and quote unquote stalking people, you know, looking what they are doing. Like you can waste easily 1-2 hours a day, right? If I look at my weekly chart, how much time I spend on social media, okay, now it's also my job, but you know, I'm like, my God, did I really spend 9 hours a day on that platform? You know? So really, it's like, it's insane. So that's, I think it's for me, it was like really a radical solution to basically say, I put myself, as you said, in my own bubble where I get rid of all the distraction. And for me, it was like the only solution to get rid of the distraction was like doing that, lock myself in during that period of time where I was really studying and just trying to basically make it for myself and close everything.
It's the same thing that I do for Instagram.
Okay.
I have Instagram before I open YouTube. When I open YouTube, I say, okay, this stuff are wasting time. And the compound effect of the hour, of the only single hour a day, 2 hour a day, 3 hours, can be very, very impactful in my life.
I fully agree with you. People don't realize how much time they spend on these platforms, right? They really don't. I know it because I have the statistics, like how much time I spend on Instagram. Again, it's part of the business now, right? I have to be on there. But when you don't have a business and you see like, hey, I'm spending 2-3 hours every day on these platforms without any value, right? Just by basically killing time. Or being like killing time because I don't want to be bored. Man, with this time, compound 2 hours every day doing something impactful, you will be an expert in no time in whatever you want to do.
Yeah, even in 3 months, you can learn more than 99% in the Italian stuff or in the qualsiasi thing. Yeah, very, very thing. Thank you, Ber. Tell me about the time when things didn't go well in your trading journey. Or your biggest failure, and what did you learn from it? Because we always see Burn with the FTMO payout and something like that, but there was a time that the thing didn't work.
So I have to disappoint you. It doesn't exist that time. Of course. Again, look, I want to put things into perspective. I'm not self-taught. I never read a trading book in my life. From day one, I found, thankfully, a mentor who was able to teach me, put me on their hands. It was, again, I always say that former floor traders from Chicago and from New York Stock Exchange that put me on their hands, and I learned how to trade professionally literally from day one of my trading journey. So I never had this extreme doubts or roller coaster ride that other people experience nowadays, where they just start off learning by going on YouTube or going on whatever platform they are on, right? So I would say I never had this kind of feeling or these roadblocks that other people have nowadays. And I'm glad that I started learning already back in the days where I didn't have so much exposure, where I think at least back in the days compared to now, there was not so much trading exposure online than it is now. Because now it's like the information out there is, for somebody new and somebody young, this is like crazy overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I get asked the question is, hey Bernd, if you had to start over again and start learning how to trade now, what would you do? How would you approach it? And I'm always saying, I have no freaking idea. I'm honest, like, there is no, like, of course, I could be the douchebag and say, hey, you have to come to us, and then you learn that. But it's like, if you're like completely new and you're completely new to the market, you don't know anything, and you want to start to learn how to trade, and the only thing that you do is now open YouTube, man, you're getting lost.
Too much information.
Too much information, and 99% is just pure
noise.
Garbage.
Garbage.
Right? Yeah.
Garbage stuff.
Garbage.
And from people that don't know, is not her or his profession, like you.
Yeah, no, it's like, these are marketers, these are influencers, they are not like retraders, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You can tell. You can tell. We can tell, right? It's not only me. You can tell also by now. Like you watch somebody speak about trading for 5 minutes, and you can tell whether this guy is legit or is just like a pure. I don't want to call it a scam. Is also nowadays this word scam is way too overused. But it's way somebody is just pretending or somebody is a real trader.
Yeah, and the other thing, Ed, is that you have this big campus now, and a lot of people say, but if this guy make a lot of money with trading, why have to selling stuff? And I say, hey guys, but
This is so
if
funny.
you are going to learn how to make a pizza, you go to a people to have a restaurant, I think. No?
Yeah, this mindset is so strange to me, and this mindset only exists in the trading world. In any other business, you appreciate, like, if you want to learn anything, you go to a specialized service who provides you that service.
Yeah.
In any business, in any educational field, in any university, if you want to learn law, if you want to become a lawyer, you go to a law school, and then you want to get taught by the best lawyers in the world. If you want to become a doctor, you go to medical school, and your dream is you want to be taught by the best doctors in the world, right? And hey, sorry, it's their time, so they're making money with it, right?
Yeah,
I'm
of
sorry.
course.
Again, time is not free.
No.
Right? Time is the most valuable thing. My time is not free, right? So it's just providing a service, like in any other business, in any other profession, in any other educational field. I literally don't know where this notion comes from that in trading, hey, you have to provide everything for free. Why like, what is that? Like, where does this come from? Again, this is most probably coming from social media, from YouTube. And again, but people with that mindset who want everything for free anyway will not make it in their life. I firmly believe people who ask everything for free will not make it in their life, because it's completely wrong. That's a complete wrong mindset.
It's a waste of time.
I don't know. Like, this means basically, if you want everything for free from me, you don't appreciate my time.
Yeah.
Right? If you want everything for free,
not
you don't.
respectful.
It's not respectful. You don't appreciate my time. You don't appreciate my skills that I had to acquire over the past 10 years.
10 years. It's not yesterday.
It's not I acquired this yesterday and read a book and now I can, so no, this mindset is so weird to me. Like, it just, for me, again, it doesn't make any sense. And I'm sometimes questioning, like, where did this originate, this mindset, where did it originate from? I have no idea, but most probably from YouTube or social media. Yeah.
And Bernd, what is the biggest piece of advice that your mentor give to you?
My mentor, so I think it's like really not necessarily the technicals that I'm using. It's more like really the use of KPIs that we discussed, how simple it is, like what it is required to scale up a business, and what KPIs you have to look at to see whether your strategy is successful or not, right? Talking about, as you also said, 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, having a 40% win-loss ratio on average, and then you have a fixed dollar risk approach, and then you're making money by default, and the money is just a result of meeting these 2 KPIs, and that's it, right? It's so simple as it gets. And then if you can meet these KPIs for like a certain period amount of time, then it means that you're consistent, and once you're consistent, you can scale up your business by raising capital and then increasing your fixed dollar risk amount, and then you continue, right?
Scale up.
Exactly, and then you continue what I call like milestone planning in the campus, right? So that's how, and this was something that I think for me, the simplicity of how to scale up your business and what to look for, to see whether your strategy is working or not, and what you have to tweak, made trading so much smoother in the long run, because there's not like 5 million things you have to look out for. It's literally like these
10 screens.
10 screens and trillion strategies. You have to use them all differently. Day trading, scalping, swing trading. It's like you look at these KPIs, you use the strategy that you learn, and then you tweak, and then it's actually quite simple. It still takes time, obviously, and it's not easy. Don't misunderstand.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but it's so simple. Right.
Simple. And one thing that I love in the campus is that if I watch your screen and if I watch the Jan or the Nader or are
Any
always
mentor.
the same. Maybe someone change the color of the candle, like Tobias,
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
But it's the same thing. And this is another topic because a lot of people jump from strategy to strategy. How can these people be able to stop it and focus on one?
Yeah, how stop doing the strategy hopping, right? But it's like, again, a really it's a difficult question because they do strategy hop. So the reason why do they do strategy hopping, because most of them are doing day trading or scalping. So they basically take 10 trades, and then out of 10 trades they see like, hey, it's not working for me, and then they move to the next strategy. Again, what they don't put into the equation is time. Maybe you need a little bit more sample size to really know whether the strategy is working or not. 10 trades doesn't make a good strategy, right? It's different for us swing trading because we have less frequent trades. So with 10 trades, 20 trades, we can really derive like, is that working for me or not?
Yeah.
But again, a different component is what people don't understand is like, you can now, you as a person, and you can hopefully confirm that, I can teach you my strategy, but you're trying to apply that strategy, but you cannot immediately apply it the way how I apply it. So you're not going to be immediately have the same success than me.
No way.
So even if you think you apply it correctly, you're not applying it correctly because you're making mistakes that you don't know that you're making, right? And so people think they apply a strategy correctly and it's not working. They believe it's not working for them because they don't see the positive results. But what they don't realize is that they are yet not skilled enough to apply the strategy correctly. So they make mistakes. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Right? So again, like, you have to be skilled and really proficient in the strategy. And then you need the sample size to make a judgment. It's not only about the sample size, because you might think you use the strategy correctly, but what you're doing is nonsense.
It's nonsense.
Yeah.
And I love that you, in another podcast, say, I think that psychology is overrated.
Yeah.
Can you explain?
Oh, I got also so much hate on that reel.
Yeah?
No, it was like, I don't know if it was 50-50, but I read a few comments that like, this doesn't make any sense. So, so I have to say again, psychology is highly overrated. And again, the funny thing is what I also said in the podcast is that the people who put psychology first, they are finger pointing on themselves why they are not successful. And all the people who like then commented and said, oh, psychology is super important, way more important. They're right now doing that. They're right now finger pointing on themselves saying, hey, the reason why I am not successful is because I don't have the discipline. No, it's really always skill first. You have to learn this. You have to learn the skill, and then psychology comes with experience, with confidence in the market. If you slowly see results, you are confident, and then you're building the psychology, the strong psychology pillars you're building if you are skilled. Man, think about other professions. Right now, I don't have the psychology to fly an airplane. I don't have the confidence to fly an airplane.
No, you don't know.
I don't know how to fly an airplane. Do we really think that psychology comes first flying an airplane? Or is it like the skill of flying an airplane and then you build the confidence of flying that airplane? The confidence comes with building the skill. And when you have the confidence, then you're building the good psychology. That's the steps. It's not like, hey, I'm confident of flying that airplane. I'm confident to jump out of a plane, with a parachute. No, you don't know how it works. You need the skill first, and then you build confidence. Once you have the skill, once you see that it works over and over and again. This is like this is crazy. Again, social media. Social media is a crazy place. That's what I realized now, being like 1 year, like full-time on social media almost. Social media is a crazy place for crazy people.
Yeah, but I think that you are going to do the right work in social media. You are going to clean
I hope.
the view, the fog.
I mean, that's, I hope I can, let's say, I cannot, so of course I cannot do it by myself, right? I cannot be like the person who is like, I don't want to say it, but I cannot be the person who does the cleaning part by myself. What I can do for sure, and it's what I want to do and what I'm doing, is contribute to cleaning the place or cleaning the space.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's possible, but
It's a war.
We die trying.
Yeah, of course. And it's a lot of people in my videos say, "Oh, you're very real," no, because I didn't show off anything, and it's the main reason because even because yes, of course, you have a lot of certificate, you have so much stuff, you have this big academy, but one thing is, okay, this guy is real. He's not talking about something that he didn't know.
Yeah.
And is one of the main reason I joined the campus, because your person and also for your certificate and also all the stuff.
But for me, it's important to be like authentic in general. Authenticity, like on social media and in life. Like, I don't want to have like a social media persona and then I want to have like a real life, an actor basically. But yes, an actor basically, and then have like being a completely different person in real life. I just want to be like me, right? And even if I say stuff like ICT is a scam because he's a fraud because he faked trading statements, or I say, hey, you don't have to freaking care about win-loss ratio, it's just risk to reward ratio, or saying things like just being me, and even like if I say, psychology is overrated. Like if I give these hard facts and people feel like I'm hurting them by giving them the reality or putting the mirror in front of their face, well then I'm sorry, right? But I don't change who I am just because of the social media space and say what people hear. Actually, in fact, and it's quite interesting, I think most of the things that I say are not really popular, right? I could have gone out and say, hey, I'm making all this money with scalping and I'm using ICT. Can you imagine how big I would be now on social media?
Not too much.
No, but because that's how the marketing works, right? They say like they're scalping because everybody wants to scalp, and they're saying, hey, I learned ICT, and then everybody praises you. Yeah, you're the next ICT god, right? And I have very unpopular opinions. I'm saying, screw scalping, do swing trading. ICT is a fraud because my opinion is very unpopular in the social media space. But again, still, since I'm authentic and I'm having all these results as my backup, so that's why people trust me and people start following me and subscribe to me and like becoming part of our campus as well.
Yeah, this thing tricked me. Your style, your unpopular opinion about the trading stuff. Because I stay in the stage of trading, scalping, intraday stuff, but I realize, okay, but I really want to stay up in the morning for training the London session every single day. No way. No way. I want that other kind of stuff. And there was a time I was thinking it was impossible to swing trade. And when I found you, I said, oh my God, okay, yes, this is the thing.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The problem is that people have such a crazy confirmation bias. They don't change their opinion. They believe whatever they want to believe, right? They look for information to basically confirm their confirmation bias. So for them, it's a hard fact if whatever they are chasing for maybe months or years is just the wrong way, right? It's for a lot of people just hard to accept, right?
Very hard.
And as you said, we talked about this before the podcast, that once you joined the campus, the hardest thing was unlearning unlearning
backstory.
the bad habits, right?
Bad
so
habits.
exactly, that's for most people the most difficult part, unlearning the bad habits, because nobody nowadays is a blank sheet.
Yeah, it's of course because of the YouTube stuff and
Yeah,
something like
exactly.
that. Yeah, and nobody start from zero.
No-
They
no-
start
nowadays
from
hardly, yes.
something, and you have to unlearn and relearn.
And again, for me, I think this was a benefit that I was like a completely blank sheet. I didn't even know what the term Forex and futures meant that's how blank I was. I didn't know anything about the financial market. Candles, I've never seen in my entire life before. That's how blank I was, like blanker than blank, right?
Wow.
No.
Thank you, Ber. Okay,
Yeah,
Ber,
just-
so
yeah.
we are going to the conclusion, and
Yes.
I prepare a little game trick, okay?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, now you make it difficult for me.
Yeah, no, it's very easy. It's this or that. I say 2 words, and you can choose one or the other, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Koh Samui or Dubai?
Koh Samui.
Cats or dog?
Oh. Dogs.
Technical or fundamental?
Fundamental.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
FTMO or ebook funding?
A-book funding.
A-book or physical book?
A-book.
Trade station or trading view?
Trade station.
Thai box or bodybuilding?
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai, yeah. Low kick or jab?
Low kick.
Bitcoin or Ethereum?
I hate cryptocurrency. Nothing. No, Bitcoin.
SP 500 or Nasdaq?
Nasdaq.
USD or GBP USD?
Oh, shit. GBP USD.
Okay, silver or gold?
Gold.
US 30 or Dow Jones?
It's the same thing.
the
So
thing,
Dow
yeah.
Jones. So Dow Jones. I don't do derivatives.
Chest day or leg day?
Chest day. I'm honest. Disco pump.
ICT or Roy Dunya?
Shit. Now we stop. Cut. Roy Dunya. He's less of a scam, but still a scam.
More profit split or more drawdown?
More profit split.
Having more fun or having more students?
More fun.
And the last one, and this is the most important
Okay.
one, Ber. Pineapple pizza or margarita?
Margarita.
I'm Italian. Thank you, Ber.
Did I pass?
Yeah, you
it?
passed.
Okay.
Also, my grandma can say that you are a very good
Okay.
guy.
I have a good taste. Okay.
Bert, thank you so much.
No,
for
thank you.
this
I
post.
really had fun. It was really
Thank
different
you.
compared to the other podcasts. I really appreciate
Thank you,
it,
man.
Alessandro. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.